Hi guys, it's Helspie Base.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Elspie. So we're just going to be uploading videos about Pretty Little Lies and our theories, and at the end of every half season.
And at the end of every season, we're going to upload a theory, or if there's just a completely so dramatic episode that we have to do it.
This video will contain spoilers, so
don't watch it if you haven't seen up to the end of season 4.
So first we're just going to talk about some interesting facts or things we found weird or odd.
Yeah, or stuff that we found might soon in the future be quite significant. So.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk about a theory. We found it a little bit weird when Alison was speaking to Ezra in the car in the flashback, and when she said "see you around" and he said "no you won't," that sounds a little bit suspicious. Why was he saying "no you won't"?
Maybe it's because he knows that she might disappear.
Yeah.
Well, we also thought it was a bit weird that so Alison, if you remember when she was getting out the car, she was like, "Oh, and if you ever do get that book published, then make sure you spell my name right." Well, we thought that was a bit weird because Alison is quite an easy name to spell unless you spell it in a different way. But so basically, if you know about the books, then you know what we're talking about. But if you don't, then look it up. But so basically, we were thinking if she says spell my name right, she might be hinting at a twin, he might say Courtney instead. But that might be a little bit far out there. But that's just a thing.
So for the understanding between Spencer's dad and Mrs. De Laurentiis, we think it could be something to do with Spencer when she was on that first rough time when she was on drugs. We think it could be something to do with Spencer bullying Ali, and
because do you remember Miss De Laurentiis' mum was no, not Miss De Laurentiis' mum, Alison's mum. Jason was asleep on the sofa, and then he told Spencer about how his mum was like, "Oh, are you sure this isn't Spencer? She's always being jealous of you." And then in this episode we're talking about, Alison was like, how is she was like, "Is this about you thinking Spencer's the bully? Because I got that all under control." So what if their understanding is about he's don't tell the police about what you think. I don't know how to explain it. That's the best I can do.
About don't tell the police about how crazy Spencer went and that maybe she was bullying Ali because we didn't want to make Spencer look bad when she didn't do anything, we think.
Yeah.
We noticed that when Melissa was talking to the officers, when she was asked why she came back, she said because her boyfriend was in town and said that she was missing him. But when she was speaking to her dad later, when he asked her why, she said Toby told her about her relapse with the drugs. So she told a different thing to the officers. Wonder why that was.
Is it because the officers shouldn't know about the drugs?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We're wondering what was Noel Khan doing there, because no one would really think of them as Ali and Noel Khan being friends, and they say, why would Ali trust Noel Khan? And Ali comes in and says because he has secrets too.
What secrets? Ooh.
Yeah, and also back in season 2, before we knew Mona was there, I swear he was doing a projection or controlling the film when Ali's mum was there and brother, and then that thing came up.
He was dating Mona then, so maybe Mona got him to do it.
I know, but still, he did it. Basically, this screen thing came up, and it was Ali's a bitch or something like that.
Yeah,
and
it was
pictures of.
And then they made her have red eyes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then this rock song started playing when it was supposed to be her memorial thing, which was obviously her mum was very offended and things like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be friends with someone like that, but maybe she didn't know about it anyway. Yeah. Another thing is, we might just be overthinking this, but why is Mrs. D taking sleeping pills?
Because obviously Alison stole them from her bag.
Yeah. Maybe it's because she can't sleep at night because she's worried about one of her children who might be mental, or we could just be overthinking this and
be probably are, but we just think we need to mention every point. Cece knows who is in the box and who killed that person. She must have had a connection to her. Who does I think the person who killed the girl in the box is A, as Cece said, the same person who's still trying to hurt my friend, Ali. But like, obviously it would have to be A, because unless there are more than one people still trying to hurt Ali, and also maybe the killer and A
But the
might be
person-
different people, because like Ali's killer and A might both be after her, and it's like the same person, because like obviously Ali's killer might not be A. They don't necessarily have to be the same person. I mean, I think it's a pretty good chance that they are, but they don't have to be.
Yeah, and another thing is, does Ali know who's in the box? Do you think who they think is her in the box?
Yeah, that's quite a good point.
I don't know, but I don't think she does unless they're waiting for the next episode. But they didn't tell the girls who, when she's like, "I'll tell you everything," she didn't tell them who was in it, and I think that would be a pretty important thing to say.
Yeah, and like they didn't like think to ask her, okay, so hey, do you know who the other girl who actually died is? Like, if I was friends with Alison and like she just appeared from nowhere, like I'd probably ask, okay, well obviously you're alive, that's great and all, but who was that poor girl who actually got killed? When Mrs. D is on the phone, she says, how could this happen? I don't understand. Maybe, how could my daughter, Ali's twin, escape from the mental hospital?
Or maybe not Ali's twin, maybe one of them, you know.
Yeah, like reference to the books, if you haven't read the books, and look it up, okay. I don't want you going out tonight. Your mental sister who tried to kill you is on the loose. She didn't actually say that, but you know, yeah.
That's what we think she's meaning.
Then they said, oh, you have to send someone immediately. Later, she picks up the phone and says, yes, is there any news? Please hurry, I'm very worried. Well, you know, it's like she's probably worried because she doesn't want her other daughter to get killed because she knows that she snuck out. Well, Mrs. D kept on saying, what have you done, when she was burying Ali. And so, like, maybe she was talking to the person's twin, or like...
In her mind.
We don't know if, like, yeah, because, like, sometimes if I'm, like, frustrated with people, like, I know this might sound really weird, but sometimes you talk sometimes you talk out loud, but you act like you're talking to someone. You're, like, talking to yourself. And, like, maybe she's also like, what have you done? Because she's already regretting burying her daughter, but she just can't help it because she needs to save her other twin.
Yeah. Or just the person that's still protecting.
Yeah.
She's still protecting it, like, as Spencer said. Mrs. De Laurentiis was on the phone near the start when she was saying, how could this happen? We think she was saying, like, how could one of my daughters escape from mental hospital or something?
Yeah, we think that, like, how could one of our daughters escape from a mental hospital, like she just said. But, like, and then she's like, oh, you're not going out tonight, and it's like, because we know that your mental sister's going to kill you. And if you...
Or it's out there and she's already tried to kill you, if it is like that Halloween story that Ali once told.
And also, if it is like the books, so maybe, like, Miss De Laurentiis, like, if I put myself in a parent's shoes, the only thing I'd use, the only person I'd protect if they hurt one of my children was one of my other children, protecting one of my other children, and like, because obviously she buried.
And maybe one with a bad past that doesn't really need anything else bad on, like, her record.
Yeah.
And also, that's why she was pointing her finger at Spencer, because she was protecting her child, as they said in the episode.
Yeah. And then
that is kind of what we think is happening, our theory of Mrs. De Laurentiis. We don't think she's A. We just think that she had a, like, bad time with her two twin daughters, and, you know, it never really worked with them, and she's protecting another child, and we think that's one of the twins.
Yes, but I still have quite a strong thought that there's definitely a twin, and I think the twin might possibly be A. So that's just what I think. But then I also agree with Elspie in the fact that, yeah, we just think her mum is a bit weird, and, like, she has two twin daughters, and, like, you know, she's struggling, and then she tried to save her other one by burying the other one, but that didn't really work. But yeah. So we really hope you So we really hope you enjoyed this.
We just tried to point out some facts that we thought some people might not notice, and some that we found, whoa, you really need to think about that, and things that obviously might be important in the next series.
Yeah, and also things like, and also we gave you our theory. It's obviously the fact that she definitely has a twin, and that like her mum protected her. Because yeah, that's just what we think. So
Bye.